Hey, okay. I think we're recording.
Yeah, no, it's moving. It's reacting.
I'm one of your hosts, Aaron,
I'm your other host, Jacob.
and today we're watching Megalodon Rising.
Yeah. Too big to fail. Wow, there's not a whole lot to read on that. A giant creature thrill ride in the tradition
A giant shark movie!
in the tradition of Godzilla and Jaws.
A what? Between?
In the tradition of Godzilla and Jaws.
Ooh.
They're not gonna give us a hint on how many characters there might be.
So I think this is the definition of the characters have to have some type of a line before they die. They can't.
Look, if the shark jumps up and bites a plane and everybody dies on the plane, if nobody talks, nobody counts.
True. Unless that guy goes, a shark!
Yeah.
Ah!
Then he'll count, and then it'll be one. Yeah, no.
I'll let you do the kill. I'll let you go first on the.
Right.
It's been so long, and I was like, "What are we doing?" Jacob's like, "I've already checked out. I've already lost. Aaron's winning right now with points that mean absolutely nothing."
I think we're tied.
No, you didn't get anything last week.
Did I not get a point somewhere along the line?
I guess yesterday it would be.
I got the point because he got stabbed. I got the shark kill. Because they stabbed it with a machete.
I think you said stick.
You said you'd give me bonus points if it was a stick.
Well, we can't. We cannot confirm or deny.
I said impaled, and he was most definitely impaled.
Oh yeah, well, she wasn't stabbing it. She was like
No,
she was cutting it. What do you think it's machete uses for?
No, she wasn't cutting it. She
was
was stabbing.
We're gonna buy a machete, and then we're gonna one's gonna stab, and then one's gonna cut. We're gonna see which one goes better. We're gonna go into the jungle, Jacob, where machetes are commonly used. You're gonna stab the branches in front of you, and I'm gonna cut, and we're gonna get 5 minutes. We're gonna see who goes the farthest. I'll give you less branches too. We'll see how far you get.
Well, that's why I get the point, because she's using it.
Okay,
to
I'll give you a
stab.
0.5. I'll give you a 0.5 point.
No, you can't take away points.
No. We're not doing it. People in the comments below, leave a comment saying how much of this guy is just a liar and try and get points. He says he doesn't care about points, but he's like, I got a point. It's a stab.
It was a stab. You said it was fine.
I don't remember. No, so yesterday.
You gave the point yesterday.
Yesterday's. I don't remember this. Anyways.
Okay, I'm gonna say a high body count of 15.
I was gonna say 10. So.
And the shark, probably gonna explode it.
Explode. Okay. Let's see. How do they kill Godzilla? Did they ever kill Godzilla in the movies?
Sometimes they just explode all the oxygen around him. Sometimes they just hit him with missiles. Sometimes he just melts.
Ooh.
Like he goes nuclear and just melts.
Let's see. What else was he compared to?
Jaws.
Jaws? And how's Jaws using?
Jaws got exploded once. In one of them, they rammed a boat into him. Like they took.
I think you're gonna be this knowledgeable on Jaws. I think you'd be like, "Don't ask me, Aaron."
I think they exploded a second one, and then I think when the franchise died, they used Jaws 4.
So you said explosion?
Yeah, I said they're gonna explode it. I mean, if you wanna pour over the cover and maybe glimpse something from that.
Yeah, let me look at the cover. Now we're on fighting terms here. We got 2 points. One of us got a point each. And now I gotta make sure.
You only had a point? I thought you had 3.
No, I only have 1.
Oh.
I think I didn't get the first one, but I got the second one with the kill count. I would have got the first one, but you're like, well, technically the guy who we didn't see his body, so we're gonna count that as a kill. Because points don't matter, right?
I mean, I helped you get another point.
People are like, hurry the fuck up.
I want to know about fucking Megalodon Rising.
Yeah. I think the explosion is probably going to be what kills him. So that's why I'm having a hard time think of anything else.
You don't think he's just gonna like fight a giant?
I think he's gonna get stabbed by a machete. I think I'm just gonna throw it out there. I was gonna say maybe.
Yeah, you know, if he gets stabbed by a machete, I'll give you 5 points, even if it doesn't kill him.
Let's see. No, I think. Oh God, the explosion is really fucking good.
You don't think a giant octopus is gonna come out and drag it to the depths?
Is there an octopus in this?
No, but there wasn't. There was a giant octopus in the other Megalodon movie we watched.
This is the only one that I'm blanking on because I really do think the explosion is the good one. My God, there's been so many not great kills of
Maybe a tornado will come up and just like suck him into the atmosphere.
So I'm just gonna say that I'm just gonna say he gets impaled by something.
Okay.
But follow up. So I didn't say this in when we went for a walk prior, but I was talking to Brennan and Corey yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
Or yeah, I guess it was yesterday. And I was like, yeah, we're watching the shark movies. She's like, oh, you watching a lot of Sharknadoes? I said, no, we're refusing to watch we might do them like maybe 4 years from now. Or not 4 years, but the 4th season. But
no.
Or not not the 4th. I'm thinking we're on the 2nd season. This is the 3rd season,
Yeah,
right?
this is season 3.
So maybe for 5th season we'll watch all the Sharknadoes. But yeah,
we have a dumber plan for season 4.
I just thought it was funny because it's like that's usually when I say, yeah, we're watching shark movies. But I was like, the Sharknado movies? Like, no, have you never heard of the Megalodon? You never heard of 2-hour shark attack? Never heard of land shark?
6-headed shark attack.
6-headed? Oh, we gotta watch that one sometime.
You don't mix with the 6.
And then there's just some poor white shark that's standing right in front. If it makes that reference.
It took me a second.
I thought you were gonna give me a look like, we might have to edit that part out.
No, I get what you're saying. I understand.
When you say you don't miss with the 6, I just instantly went to that picture of the 6 guys and then the one.
Is it 6? I thought it was only 5.
To be funny enough, I've never really paid attention to
You
the
don't
guys
jive with the 5.
I never paid attention to the 5 in the back. It's always been the one in the front that's like, yeah.
Okay, well, we'll be back in
Hope you guys enjoyed that.
in a few seconds.
So I just want to start off this and say that we're just getting closer and closer to the bottom of the sea. Because this movie was terrible. I prefer the last movie yesterday.
I'm sorry, I was trying to think of what the last movie was.
That was the Australian one, right? The one with the killer boyfriend that were like, oh, he's gonna be the actual shark, but yeah, she didn't turn out to be the shark.
Yeah, no, I was thinking of Great White, where they just sat in the ocean for 90 minutes, and and occasionally people died. Unlike this movie.
Yeah, this movie was.
I mean, there were deaths probably, but they weren't characters.
Even the deaths weren't even that impressive because they never show anything.
Okay, so
just also a disclaimer. This is gonna be a couple months from now, but we had a tornado warning halfway into the movie, and Jay was like, "I'm so invested in this movie," and I was like, "Well, I want to make sure there's not gonna be a tornado."
One of us had to be invested.
I'm like, true. I was almost let's just pause it. So halfway through the movie, because I'm already like brain dead of like watching this movie, that I was like, this tornado thing is actually more interesting than. So he's gonna have to probably explain more of it towards the end.
So the movie opens on a Chinese ship doing things with their radio. They're stealing American data from satellites. Unfortunately, when they do this, they shoot a big old laser beam into space, and the sharks are like, "Oh, we can't have that." So the Megalodons come and they just tear this ship apart, and only one of the people on the ship get away, and she just floats off on a life raft, and the sharks are like, "Yeah, whatever." We can't count any kills because we don't know if the shark killed them or if they just drowned.
Yeah, a lot of this movie, I'm not even clear on how the shark died. I mean, I know how the shark died, but I'm not clear if you get the point or not for it.
I get the point for the big shark, the final shark.
I don't even know if that one blew up.
That one got hit with a torpedo.
Well, we'll leave it in the comments below.
Okay, so the Americans are like, okay, well, there's these Chinese ships that are floating around in our waterways. We can't have that. We're gonna go out there, and they get out to where the ship was, and they find the lady on a boat, and they bring her aboard, put her in the infirmary, and then some more Chinese ships come in and like, hey, you're like in our way, you need to move. Also, if you move, that's a declaration of war.
This movie has no like no plot points. I mean, it's just like we're just throwing everything.
It was all over the place.
So first of all, I just want to say it just distract you. So as of right now, there's a strike going on with the writer's strike. It may be over by the time this episode comes out, but I'm saying right now, any movie from 2023 to whenever that writer's strike gets over, I'm banning any shark movie because this movie has no continuity in it at all. Like it was written by somebody who was like
it was written by AI.
It was like that's always what I felt like. So I'm just saying there's gonna be a lot of plot points. I'm like I don't know what.
So yeah, the Chinese are like, look, give us the person back, move away. Also, that's an act of war, so don't move away. You're in the way though. We need to get underneath you.
But don't take that prisoner with you.
But don't send her over here because that's an act of war as well. And so
was that part? Was that actual?
No.
Okay, I could I was like I was like maybe they said I don't know.
But so they're going back and forth and they're like, hey, give me somebody who speaks Mandarin, and like. Luckily for them, they have somebody who speaks Mandarin. Too bad it doesn't matter because the captain of the Chinese ship speaks English.
Well, he starts speaking Mandarin, and then instantly he's like, "Oh, I speak English." I didn't mean to say it like that, but he's like, "I speak English."
Yeah, whatever. We don't need.
And that plot point's gone.
We don't need subtitles here. Only subs we need are submarines that aren't even in this movie. Well, there's one. Anyway, so as they're squaring off. The Chinese ship is like, okay, we're getting the cannons ready, because you're gonna do an act of war. This is gonna be your fault that you attacked us in your waters.
Oh, we should also say, I guess prior, I don't know if there's an actual movie before this, but the captain's sister,
she got eaten by a shark.
Did she get eaten by a shark?
I think she got eaten by a megalodon.
Okay,
I think that's the backstory.
So the same situation happened between America and Russia, and then the Megalodon sank the Russian ship, and then they're like, "Oh, Americans did it." So this is like the plot point of.
Oh yeah, that's right. The Russians were spreading rumors that the Americans were using sharks. Okay, so both sides are getting their cannons ready. And then the sharks appear, and they start ramming the Chinese boat. And the Americans are like, okay, who fired? Nobody should have fired. And like, we didn't fire. They're getting attacked by sharks. Oh, okay, that's fine. And they're like, hey, look, we don't want to do an act of war, so would you like to come on our boat for safety? And they're like, no, shut up.
No, but we want our prisoner back.
Also, don't move, but leave.
Yeah, that's where that plot point came in. They're like, don't move, but we want you to leave. But if you leave, we're going to shoot you.
So the lieutenant captain, this guy who's just like, I'm a real go-getter. I'm a real military man. I'm a Navy guy. I got this knife, but that's not going to come up till later. He's like, tell me when our captive wakes up, because I need to throw her to the sharks. I need to do a war crime real quick. And like, oh, and the doctor's like, no, I'm going to tell the captain, not you. And he's like, the captain is busy trying to not do war crimes. Let me do the war crimes. And she's like, okay, fine. And so nothing happens. And then more nothing continues to happen as the sharks get shot at.
Well, I think the Americans kill one.
Yeah, they hit it with some artillery rounds, and then the other two sharks are like, "Oh no, can't have that. We're just gonna eat this."
I'm also gonna yeah.
They do some cannibalism on the side. It's fine. I don't know where it comes. I didn't think sharks would eat another shark.
Then one shark gets bigger, and the other one shark stays a little smaller.
Yeah, I think at this point I'm like, oh, they're gonna kill the second shark, and the shark's gonna eat that one and become really big.
And we think it ate it, but we don't know if it ate it.
Well, we know that it ate the first shark.
Well, but it started to eat the second shark, but then it never followed through on it.
Yeah.
But then you never see the second shark.
The second shark just sort of disappears later in the movie. There's 3 sharks, by the way. One of them acts as like a satellite to the big shark. It swims around, blocking off the probe.
Well, that's what happens. The colonel or whatever his name is has this little drone, and he ends up smacking it, and then the sharks go like, "Oh, we're gonna go to San Francisco now."
Yeah, so now the sharks are heading towards the beach because why the fuck not? And
but a bunch of people die, but like nobody dies.
The admiral's like, I'm gonna get my gun. I can't just sit here and do nothing. And like his friend's like, no, give me the gun. I've got this. Oh god, I think it's called the U-Force. It's an old NES accessory that you put on your helmet or you put on your head. It's got like a little scope on it, and yeah, he's got one of those. He's like, look, I'm gonna go out. I'm young. I'm capable. You're an old man. And you'll see what I see through this power level scouter.
And then the colonel never sees what's through that power.
And so he goes out with.
We missed the best part. Sorry, the best part is the colonel says something to the guy. It cuts to him. He just has this big ass gun. He's like, well, I guess we're going out to stop the sharks.
Yeah,
and
he's like, we can't just sit here and do nothing. Or
he just turns.
I'd rather go out and shoot with my big gun. We can't just whatever. And so they go out to the harbor and they start shooting the water because set piece. I don't know. Nothing happens. The captive wakes up on the boat. And they go and interrogate her, and they're like, you better speak English, otherwise we're going to have a bad time. And she's like, yeah, I speak English.
I was born in San Francisco.
And they're like, okay, cool, what happened? And she's like, well, I got this vibrator, and the sharks are attracted to it.
So I made a joke, I was like, I bet you, prior to this, with the whole vibrator thing, I was like, I bet you it's a butt plug. And then later on, the captain's like, where's this thing at? And the lady, no shit, looks down like she's about to stand up. I was like, oh my god, it's gonna be a vibe.
No, it's just on her fanny pack. And it's just a computer chip. And they're like, well, we're gonna plug this into the ship, and we'll attract the shark or something. I don't know what the plan is. The vice captain's like, this is stupid, she's a traitor. And like, she's a spy, she's gonna try to kill us or something like that. And the captain's like, no, shut up, go to your room. And so he goes to his room, he finds this big old knife, and he's just like, I'm gonna walk down the hallway menacingly with it. And they're working to get the vibrator hooked up to the ship. Some more Chinese battleships appear and they all sink. And because the Megalodons can tell who's on what ship, and they're like,
who's American, who's Chinese.
Yeah, the ships are the same CG, so like I don't know how they do it, but it's whatever. They get it working, or they at least get it like hooked up, and then the vice captain comes in, and he's like, "Look, I'm sorry.
No. He stands there with it in his hand, and they all look at it. It's like, okay.
He's holding it threateningly at them, and he's like, "I'm sorry. I've been acting out of line." Like this character change comes from nowhere,
and then he becomes the reasonable one, and then okay. I'm just gonna say this. A lot of a lot of the not white characters kind of act like a little racial towards each other. It's not like hardcore like racial stuff. But then all of a sudden, once that guy, because he's black, once he changes, then the white people become like racist, and because there's a scene where the two Chinese girls start talking, or the Chinese captain and the spy start talking in Mandarin, and then the white girl's like, I think they're talking in code.
Yeah, and Vice Captain's like, no, dog, they're speaking Mandarin. Billions of people speak Mandarin.
It's like, what? And then
slow your roll.
It's like, what?
And then there's the part where, like, I don't think we can trust him. Well, the captain trusts him, and I trust the captain. And this is like, it's like, okay, this 180 you pull. I'm like, weird. Anyway,
I don't know. It was just like, well, it was like, cause we're making jokes like, oh, I can say it because I'm not white. And then it's just like, it just 1-8. Once he turns good, then everybody else is like, oh, I gotta be racist now. I gotta say racist things. It's like, what?
Anyway, yeah. So they actually rescue the captain of the Chinese boat, and they bring him on board, and they're like, look. The reason why your ship sank is because we weren't fighting as a team. And he's like, what? and the captain's like, look, if you were me, what would you do? And I'm sitting there thinking, I'm like, well, he would get his ship sunk. We saw this. He's already a captain. Like, we know what he's going to do. He's going to get... His battleship's going to get sunk. Somehow they win him over to their side, and his two... lieutenants, they're like, they're in the meeting room with them, and they're like, what just happened? I don't know, I don't speak English.
That was a funny line. That was probably the best line of this.
So, the new plan is to somehow resonate with the first Chinese boat to get the shark to go down there and drown, I guess? I don't really know what the plan was.
I can't help you. This is where I gotta stop paying attention.
So, it shoots off the laser, and the shark's like, no, none of that. Eats it. And they're like, we did it! And then the shark comes back, and they're like, we didn't do it! And everybody just pulls out their guns, and they're like, well, we're gonna shoot this shark dead. Let's all go over to the side of the boat and... shoot it. We've got handguns and rifles. We got this. And, so they do that. And it doesn't work. And the captain's like, look, everybody, you all have to get off the boat. Get into the lifeboats.
So the shark can get you easier.
So the shark can get you and not me.
I'm gonna be the last one off, and he's gonna be full.
And the vice captain's like, no, we can't do that. Also, we skipped a whole big part where the sharks... when they're at the beach, they sink to the harbors. Like, there's a wide shot of, like, 4 battleships just in smoke.
Yeah. There's also, since we're going back to the beach part, after the shark sinks the ships, the shark heads over to the beach with all the people on it, and, like, the Coast Guard's like, get out of the water, there's a shark coming. And then the one guy with the gun comes up. I was like, there totally should have been a scene where the people are running away from the water, and then the guy starts shooting, and then everybody's like, back to the water! Back to the water!
But yeah, so we're going back, in the climactic scene, the guy with the headset gun and all that supposedly dies, but we don't see it. Like, it just comes up on the TV deceased. And it's like, well, maybe the headset just fell off. I don't know. We didn't see him die. There was just a shadow.
So if he is dead, that's one.
And, so the Admiral's like, that's it. I'm going out. And he disappears for a good chunk of the movie. And, so they're shooting at the shark, and the captain's like, shoot for the whites of the eyes. And it's just like, I don't think that's going to work. I mean...
Because I think sharks have black eyes. I'm just going to say that.
And, like, it's underwater. And it doesn't need to come out of the water. Your ship is sinking. And, I don't know.
See how he just got Jacob down? He just was like, oh, this part.
And then out of nowhere, the Admiral comes in his stupid submarine. He's like, sleep with the fishes, or some stupid one-liner. Shoots a torpedo, the shark blows.
No, we don't know. We don't know.
No, the shark blew.
It cuts away.
No, there was an explosion.
There was no shark chunks. There was nothing. It just cut away.
All right, leave a comment if this counts for me.
I'll give you a point because you desperately need to win after 3 seasons. But also that could have been a stab too. As I said,
No, it went inside and blew up on him.
Do we know it blew up?
Yeah, it blew up.
I mean, the ship could have just had an exhaust push, and that's why we don't
These
know.
points mean nothing.
It's a machete.
Oh, by the way, one other guy died. He fell into the shark's mouth.
And that was the only kill that we've seen.
Yeah, and it was pretty awful. the dude spent most of the movie jacking off in the corner, and then.
Oh, that was the guy.
Yeah, that was the guy jacking off in the corner all movie.
Oh, now I'm sad because I liked him. I thought it was just some random guy.
No, it wasn't. It wasn't Captain Babyface.
Oh.
The guy behind the wall every other scene.
No, I didn't think it was him either.
Oh.
No.
Well,
I just thought it was just some random.
No, it wasn't some random dude. It was the comms guy.
So there's this guy when he first came, he has that dirt. Like I don't know if derpy is the correct word to use, but he's just like, like he's excited to be there. Like I'm on the movie. Hi.
I got casted.
And then every time you look over, he's just like staring down, like he's jacking off on this fucking computer. And every time he turns around, he's like, "Hey guys!" And then
he possibly falls in love with the Chinese spy.
Oh, he fell in love.
Okay, she possibly falls in love with him.
And yeah, and that's when he has the scene, "We're all gonna die!" And then that was after the 180 of the black guy changing.
Yeah, and so the shark's dead now. The Admiral gets out and he's just like, "Yeah, freedom." I think. I don't know. Fuck it.
The movie ends.
No, there's a press conference there.
Oh yeah,
and they're like, "So you guys knew about the Megalodons?" And the captain's like, "Yes." How many more are left? Yes. And then she leaves. And I think Vice Captain got a promotion. Now he's Vice Admiral. And they hunt Megalodons. And then the movie ends.
Yeah.
And $10 well spent.
So a total of 2 possible kills, one official. One officially, one the other one we don't see him again, so we'll just say he's dead. Nobody's gonna win anyways. And then
I mean, if we put a 5 after the 1 kill,
true. No, because that'd be 25. Oh, well, if you say 1.
Yeah, if we just count the 1 kill and we put a 5 after, then we'll win. I say we do that. Leave a comment in.
I was gonna give you a point, but if you're gonna be like smug like that, you're like, no, you got no point. We don't know if that shark blew up. There was no head floating around. If there was a head floating around,
leave a comment if you think we should add a 0 after the 1 or a 5 after the 1.
No, I don't give a shit. You don't need to add a 0 after the 1. You leave a point that I said he's gonna get impaled, and that torpedo impaled him. So I mean, technically, points don't matter. But somebody over here is like, "Oh, they matter now. Every time I get close, they matter now."
Oh, this movie sucked.
All right, so life lesson. What would you have taken away?
Don't be in the Navy.
I don't know what life lesson. My life lesson is if your boat's sinking, don't fucking go out farther into the sea.
Also, if your vice captain has a 180 character change, leave immediately.
Yeah, that was weird. That was like that's why I go back to because I really want to bring that up to Rare Strike, and what movies we're gonna see when we should have looked at how many people wrote this movie, because there was no consistent, like, it was like, what are we doing now? Oh, we want the prisoner back. We don't want the prisoner back.
We want you to leave.
We want you to leave, but you can't leave because that's gonna be an act of war. It's a Cold War between China, Russia, and America. Russia's over here like blah blah blah, and it's like, what are we doing here? This is a shark movie. What you looking up?
I'm looking up how many writers.
I'm really curious because this movie was. I can follow a movie if it's terrible, but when it's bad, and there's so many script changes, and then you have a tornado warning in your neighborhood, and you're just like, wow.
Wow, IMDb gave this a fucking 2.1 out of 10. It's got a 9% on Rotten Tomatoes.
So obviously, okay. A 9%?
9%.
Wow, usually the audience score is a little higher.
I don't know if that's the...
Oh, yeah.
Apparently Google users 58% like the movie.
So there's 50% people out there who think this movie is a good movie. And you probably, if you're dating somebody, you should bring up the Megalodon Rising. And if you say, oh, that's a good movie, they are fucking crazy. I'm just going to put it out there.
Okay, there was one writer.
Exactly. He's probably the producer, too.
No, it was, well, maybe...
I don't know how...
Maybe not maybe... He's not the director, at least.
I don't know how you make a shark movie and make it so boring.
I do. We've watched like 4 of them.
I want to go out and watch a Sharknado just to watch Sharknado and see how good that one is.
One of the sailors on the U.S. ship is wearing a German World War II style helmet.
Yeah, oh, was that the...
I think that was the dude with the mustache.
Okay, so we didn't talk about that. Oh, yeah. So we're pretty sure, and you know we're not Navy.
We don't know diddly about.
We don't know diddly about military, and go America if anybody's watching this. But there was a guy wearing, I swear to God, wearing a World War II helmet, and it's like, are they still wearing those in 2023 or 2021 when this came out?
Yeah. Oh wow, this is a sequel.
Have you watched the first one?
We did not watch Megalodon.
I wonder if that's the sister one.
Oh god, it might be.
We're not doing it.
I don't want to watch that one, but I just want.
That one actually might be the better one. Because usually the first one's the better one, and then the ones that come after are just. We're dragging this on, so if you want to leave, you can leave anytime now.
I mean, okay, so IMDb.
Oh, come back.
IMDb gave this a 2.8 out of 10.
That's way too high.
24% on Rotten Tomatoes, and 60.
Oh, the first one.
Yeah.
Wow. So and
66% of Google users liked it.
We might have to check it out just
I
next
don't think
year.
So.
I want to see the Russian Cold War.
Yeah, I don't know.
Before we leave, let's see if there's another one after this one.
Like a sequel?
Yeah, let's just see how many of them shit out.
Well, considering there was a 3-year
span between the first one and second.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, because the pandemic probably stopped them. This movie felt like a pandemic movie.
I'm not seeing anybody like a returning character. Yeah, a lot of people in the reviews are like, no, this is kind of bad. Apparently, not even the charisma of Jason Statham could save it. Jason
Statham was in it?
No, I think that guy got confused. I think he's trying to review the Meg, and not Megalodon.
He went to the wrong movie.
I mean, to be fair,
I think Jason's in here. Is he a shark? It's like the Star Wars thing where they're like, who's Daniel Craig? Daniel Craig was in Star Wars, but he was one of the stormtroopers.
Is that a thing?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
I didn't know that.
He was credited as a stormtrooper.
Oh. He
was one that was walking.
Sure.
So like somehow people are like, I want to be part of your Star Wars movie, but they're like, oh, we'll just put you in the helmet, and we're like, Stormtrooper 505 or whatever, played by Daniel Craig. So maybe the guy was like, oh, the Meg or it has to be Jason Statham.
I think the guy just got confused because both Megalodon and the Meg came out in 2018.
That's rough for that guy.
I feel bad for that guy.
I mean, he left a review for the wrong movie, and now we get to laugh at him on a podcast.
Yeah, I feel bad because at least 4 people are probably going to make it to this point. Okay, one person's going to make it to this point, and they're going to know about this guy's shame.
This poor guy. I don't want to put him on blast because I don't want to get sued. But
I mean, they don't know where I read the review from.
That's true. Is it is it username?
I don't.
Can we just give it like a first name?
I'm off the page now.
Oh. Well, you got lucky, buddy.
But people on the internet can find anything. They'll find this guy.
That's true.
They'll just type in Jason Statham Megalodon review and.
Now I kind of want to go look him up. Look at you, John. What the fuck's wrong with you, John? You went to the wrong movie, John. Oh, hey, if you are listening to this point and you find this guy, do not go.
We did not send you.
Do not go out and attack him, because we don't want our channels on the incline. People are watching our videos. Not really. People watch. Okay, this has nothing to do with any shark movies. We're officially done with the sharks. We got tomorrow to go.
And maybe some other days after that.
We might have a couple more days, but we'll find out if tomorrow's shit. I'm like, I don't know if I can just sit through another. But people like to watch shitty fucking games.
They like to watch people have a bad time.
Why in today's age, you're not watching me, the Fortnite player, get 30 plus kills?
Nobody wants to see anybody have a good time.
But then you're watching Ride to Hell Retribution, the guy that has sex with his clothes on. You're like, let's watch this. This is so interesting. No, I'm glad you guys are watching. I'm glad that you guys are watching the videos, because it does make us feel somewhat, like we put a little bit of effort into the videos. So.
I mean, you put effort in. I don't.
I mean, I don't really put too much effort in. That's why we don't get views. But, okay, let's...
I'm watching this video right now, and you put in a whole, you snipped the together.
I say I'm going to do it, but I'm like, at this point where I'm like, I'm going to watch these movies again. That's where... Okay, the first one, I'm definitely doing it for the first one. This is bonus bits, This is probably the longest one of just, absolutely nothing, because it's going to be shit.
I mean, there was 90 minutes of nothing happening.
The first one I'm actually going to put in the work, because those the face reactions. And I might do something for the third movie, because I really... Even though the third movie sucked, there was a lot of face stuff in that one, too. That would be interesting.
Was there?
I think so. Maybe not. Well, I do have that picture of that girl looking sideways, and I was like, I want to put the picture of, this movie's going to fucking suck, and we're going to watch it. But that movie was, it's funny enough, that movie's a hell of a lot better than this fucking movie. But this movie is this is like the first season again. Because we watched your movie of the octopus versus the giant.
Yeah, mega shark versus giant octopus.
And it was so fucking boring. I was like, this is like the same.
I think we just need to avoid megalodons too.
Yeah, we might have to put
RLJEs and megalodons.
I am gonna buy one more shark movie of the Fly People, whatever that group's called.
Oh,
and we're gonna spills. So we're gonna see if it is
strikes you're out.
And otherwise, I'm gonna put you on a ban list.
Don't make bad shark movies.
Don't make bad shark movies.
Life lesson. See you tomorrow for a bad shark movie.
Please no.